Good afternoon. It's me once again. It's a Sunday. It's a little after 2:30, about 2:35 here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Has the news gone crazy again all week long? Yes, it has. Thank you very much, everybody. The Democrats actually have lost their minds. They're totally gone. Completely gone. I have to bring up this one thing. I know it's not totally the Democrats, and I know this is so far extreme that it's unbelievable how they're twisting things about this. Are you ready for this? Eating the children, actually consuming human flesh. Unbelievable. These people are talking cannibalism. Outright cannibalism. Whether they're serious or not, I have no idea. I know the LaRouche PAC, as it's called, LAROUCHE PAC. It's a, are you ready for this? This is the way they frame it, okay? A far-right group that supports Donald Trump has taken credit for trolling Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez during a town hall meeting yesterday. I saw this video. They did nothing to stop her. They allowed her to do and spew her idiocy. This article also says the group supports Donald Trump. This is so far from the truth. It doesn't matter. I guess it really doesn't matter. You can support whoever you want to. But to actually put that into the article means they're out to trash Donald Trump by utilizing AOC's town hall meeting to show how good we are. We're not going to eat the children, but mean old Donald Trump is going to make you eat your children. And he's against abortion, but he's going to make you eat your children. Okay. And let's see when it goes on to an operative with LaRouche made headlines overnight after standing up at AOC's town hall in Queens yesterday saying that humanity should eat babies, among other ridiculous things, to address the climate crisis. So let me get this straight. Donald Trump pulls out the climate accords because it was the stupidest thing ever to make people participate in this hoax. I posted stating, do you believe in climate change or not? Who are you going to believe, God or Al Gore? And that's a good statement. And people say, well, I don't believe in God. Well, I don't care if you believe in God or not. The point being is human beings cannot manipulate global climate. They just can't do it. It's the rotation of the planets. It's our sun. It's our universe. All of that has climate change. It's the moon also. So anyway, so if Trump pulls out of the climate change accords and tells people that the Green New Deal is full of crap, but yet now that we're out of there, we're going to have to eat your children. And it's not a metaphor or anything else. They physically want to sit down and serve your kids up on the dinner plate and eat them to stop climate change. The idea is overpopulation. Well, if that's true, then the abortion clinics are doing exactly what they want, killing all the babies so there's no more people on the planet. These people are so whacked, and they want to make it so it's Donald Trump's fault. So, okay, this group is also financed, or may be financed, by the Democrat Party, which twists the idea to make Trump sound bad when it is reported they are backed by the left. So if the left is backing this crazy group that is touted in the press as being supportive of Donald Trump, it makes the Democratic Party look good in the twisted views of a lot of people out there. But why is this person at AOC's town hall meeting? They want you to eat your children in support of AOC's Green New Deal, whom she was protesting at AOC's town hall meeting. These people are saying to eat your kids because of climate change, protesting at a thing that they agree with. So if they're saying we agree with you, why are you protesting her town hall meeting? And if you see the video, nobody runs in to stop her. Nobody does anything. AOC is the only time she shuts her mouth. She doesn't say anything. She actually puts the mic down and lets this woman go off. Got to see the video. Anyway, that's a heck of a way to start the day, I guess. It gets better and better. It really does. Moving right along, let's move into the Rosie O'Donnell. Oh, my God, what a woman. Oh, this woman just nonstop gives and gives. She is such a wonderful person. I love this woman to death. She's great. Rosie O'Donnell got to be one of the AOC's LaRoche's group too. These people are absolutely out of their mind. And I'm going to get into the reason why I'm getting to the point of just, I used to mince my words a little bit and say, well, maybe that's why they believe. No, they're crazy. They are literally out of their mind, filled with sheer fear and hatred of Donald Trump. Good example is on Sunday, this is what she did. The woman who famously calls the president a shit stain, excuse my language, oops, with a tinge of orange, launched a Twitter poll to see how many people favored impeachment. She actually went out and did this on her Twitter account, and she made a bad mistake by doing this. And the mistake she did, she didn't filter the Twitter account suggestions. And the reason why I say that is because every one of these polls you see about who's winning or who would win against Trump in the election, those polls have been filtered. Every one of them, my God, they have Beto beating Trump in the next election. Are they crazy? Well, she got 272,582 people voted in her little tweet. 42% impeach him. 58% said hell no. More than half of the people voting said, no, do not impeach him. And when those results came out, she trashed that tweet really fast, took it straight down. Of course, welcome to the internet. The internet will, how do you want to say that? The internet, no matter how much censorship and manipulation Google and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all the rest tries to manipulate the data information that you're receiving, something always gets through. The internet is not biased between one side or another. It doesn't care if it's good or bad. It doesn't care if it's old or new. The internet in itself is a clean slate. Now, the logarithms, analogs, or whatever you want to call them, the analytics, how they manipulate them and how they present them through certain filters can be manipulated and try to twist words one way or another. But it always gets through. The one thing that is guaranteed, make sure you hear this, people. Rosie O'Donnell just found this out. If you put it on the internet, it will always be on the internet. Someone, somewhere will put it there and keep it there. Simple as that. Look at that kid with the Bush beer. Raised $2 million, and some idiot newspaper guy had to trash this kid that was going to give all that money to the charity kids. I don't know if Bush Beer gave the money back or what they did, but they took their $1 million and took it away because of a tweet when this kid was, 9 years old or 10 years old. So, does not matter. If you put it on the internet, it will always be on the internet. Somebody might grab it and twist it or Photoshop it or make it manipulative, but it's always there. You will never get it back. It's like when you say an insult to somebody that you don't mean and you say it out of an emotion, boom, it's out there. You can never pull it back. So, on all the polls that they've been taking about who's going to win the election, they poll 1,000 people and they say Donald Trump's going to lose to every one of the members. Here, Rosie O'Donnell had 272,582 people. Think about that, people. This is Rosie O'Donnell. She is one of the most liberal, stupid people out there on the planet. And she still has almost 300,000 people willing to vote in a post that she put. That means people were following her. I didn't see this. I do not follow that idiot. But her followers said 58% of the people that voted said, no, do not impeach Donald Trump. He was doing a good job. The people love him, and it's going to stay that way. She took it down. She couldn't handle the results. Bum-ba-da. Oh, my God. The realization, the looking in the mirror. These Democrats and these left-leaning people will not face the truth of what's going on. They will do anything. And Chuck Schumer said it on the day before the inauguration of Trump. We will get him out of office by any means possible. That has a broad statement. They have gotten down to sheer lies and fabricated stories and potentials to do serious harm to people. These people are our elected officials. They are the ones that run our country. We, as the people, no matter how stupid we are, voted these people into office and keep on putting them back into office for what? So they can sit there and try to impeach a president that we all voted for. Or at least the 500,000 people that count, but not to them. Half of this country voted for Trump, enough to make him president. That made them mad. They don't care about those people. So you're talking, if there's 320 million people in the United States, that brings it down to what? 360 million or 160 million people they don't care about. They want to throw them people under the bus. Absolutely under the bus. So that's where we're at on that. My brother just posted me to take easy. I'm going to blow a gasket. Okay. So I'll take it easy and I'll blow a gasket. Whatever. What I'm going to do now is bring up a little about the House of Representatives. Shall have the sole power of impeachment. Article 1, Section 2, Clause 5. The Senate shall have the sole power to try all impeachments, which means the House has to vote for an impeachment, put up their case, gather all information, both sides, Democrat and Republican, put forth a case. 2/3 of the House of the Senate has to vote to actually impeach. The House has to have 2/3 also, I believe, to actually bring an impeachment. But they cannot, well, they can subpoena all they want to, but why are they trying to subpoena people? There's no case. They have no judicial reason. It's like me going out, seeing somebody on the street and saying, I don't like the way you're dressed. I am going to subpoena you because I want you in jail. That's what it's coming down to. It states, when sitting for that purpose, they shall be an oath or affirmation. When the President of the United States is tried, the Chief Justice shall preside, and no person shall be convicted without the concurrence of 2/3 of the members present. Ooh, loophole. Are you ready for that? 2/3 of the members present. So that means the Senate, if the entire Senate's there, 2/3 of the Senate have to convict to impeach the president. And then we're going to get into the fact just because he's impeached and tried doesn't mean much, but we'll see. Okay. So that means if they can get the Senate down to 3 people and 2 of them are Democrats, that's 2/3 of the vote. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe they're going to look at that and maybe they'll have Hillary's dispatching personnel come around. Anyway. Judgment in cases of impeachment shall not extend further than to removal from office and disqualification to hold and enjoy any office of honor, trust, or profit under the United States. But the party convicted shall nevertheless be liable and subject to indictment, trial, judgment, and punishment according to the law. So, if they impeach Trump in the House after all this rigmarole without a true voting on it, which will never go to the Senate at all, if they don't vote in the House, it's not going to go anywhere if they do not allow that. That's why they're trying to build this case with all these lies with Schiff. Judge Janine said it best, a pile of shit. I loved it. It was great. It was a good statement. So, and of course, there's another and clause, Article 1, Clause 3, 6, and 7. The president shall have power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, except in case of impeachment. Okay, so that means he can't pardon self-impeachment. However, I did hear this once. They impeached Donald Trump. Okay, they go through the whole process. They remove him from office. Vice President Pence becomes president. He has the power to pardon Trump of all allegations and wrongdoings if that happens. Then Pence can make Trump vice president. Then, according to his own doings by the Constitution, he can remove himself and say, look it, I don't want to be president anymore. Please, I resign and step down. Then Trump becomes president, turns around and says, Mr. Pence, why don't you be my vice president? Boom, we're right back to where we started from. That'll blow their minds. Okay, so that's a little far out in the wind, but that'll never even get past the House. Okay, let's see. The president, vice president, and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment. Listen to this, people. Listen, Linda, listen. The president, vice president, and all civil officers of the United States. Every congressperson, every senator, every judge, every president and vice president, every ambassador, all civil officers can be impeached and removed from office on impeachment. So, why can't President Trump impeach Maxine Waters or impeach Nancy Pelosi or impeach Chuck Schumer or who's that other crazy Barbara Stein, whatever, that did the leaking of the documents for Dr. Ford during the Judge Kavanaugh thing? She go, oh, none of my people didn't do it. Yes, they did. Impeach her. Treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. Boom! They're all subject to impeachment. So all of them should be impeached. Should knock them all out of there. Boom! All right. Moving right along. Let's see what else we got here. Now, the Constitution does limit grounds of impeachment too: treason, bribery, and high crimes and misdemeanors. The precise meaning of the phrase high crimes and misdemeanors is not defined in the Constitution itself. The notion that only criminal conduct can constitute sufficient grounds for impeachment does not comport with either the views of the founders or the historical practice. Alexander Hamilton, in the Federalist 65, described impeachable offensive as arising from misconduct of public men or women now, because this was written way back when. You're going to get all your feminists out there screaming and hollering, oh, they didn't say women, so women are not excluded, blah, 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 blah. Or in other words, from the abuse or violation of some public trust. Think about that. Misconduct of public men, or in other words, the abuse or violation of some public trust. All right, they're trying to impeach Trump. This is all within the Constitution. This is exactly the rules they have to follow. So, in this so-called whistleblower's testimony, what violation of public trust did he do? He gave them the verbal transcript of what was said on that call. Such offenses were political as they related chiefly to injuries done immediately to society itself. According to this reasoning, impeachable conduct could include behavior that violates an official's duty to the country. Now you see where I'm going with this, right? Even if such conduct is not necessarily a prosecutable offense. Okay, check this out. According to this reasoning from Alexander Hamilton, the impeachable conduct could include behavior that violates an official's duty to country. Think about this. Violates the official's duty to the country. That means Nancy Pelosi, AOC, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, Obama, well, maybe not so much Obama. Then again, we don't know behind there. Don't want to go that far yet. To violate an official's duty to country. So this is where the Russian scandal's coming in at, the Russian collusion. Because if Obama was part of that, that means he instituted a violates the official duty to the country, which means disrupted Trump's ability to perform his act as president because of lies and bull crap that they're presenting now, even with this whistleblower thing. I do believe everybody that's part of this whistleblower and the Russian collusion, all those people are impeding the ability of Trump to perform his duty of office. If he is not allowed to perform his duty of office, then they become impeachable because they are acting against Trump's ability to perform. So they have the ability to prosecute these people. Indeed, in the past, both houses of Congress have given the phrase high crimes and misdemeanors a broad reading, finding that impeachable offenses need to be limited to criminal conduct. This is the whole quagmire of the swamp. If they manipulate it in such a way where they can impeach Trump through their rhetoric and lies and get away with it, they're okay. But if they fail, and I think Trump is starting to do this now, I think he's starting to say, enough is enough. I'm tired of this lies and stuff, and he's starting to go after the left. And he should. And I love the man. I don't care what you think about his tweets. I don't care if you think he's crazy. I don't care if you think he's orange-haired, and you hate his guts. He is the only president that's standing up for this country, and he's the only Republican that has a backbone to actually fight these people without being squirreled away somewhere and with their tails between their legs. He's standing up for the people, and we need to back this man fully. Just remember, any official holding office within our government can be impeached for the very same offenses that they're putting forth to Trump. Think about that. Now, if you read what's going on, Trump gave them the transcripts of the telephone call in question. With all these people that were listening in, they saw the transcripts, they said that's what it is. Democrats do not want to accept this. Now they want the tape of his voice saying what was on the transcripts. They are playing the playbook from the Nixon era. That's what all this is coming. They took the Nixon era playbook and they bypassed everything they did during the Clinton era, and now they're implementing it again. They're trying to bring this about because most people weren't around during the Nixon era. AOC, she wasn't around during the Kennedy era. Well, it's both. Anyway. So they're trying to do the same old stuff over and over and over again. The real reason what's going on now is Trump is truly, whether he can actually clean the swamp is another thing, but he's definitely put a stick and he's stirring the pond. There's no doubt about that. So now as we roll into all this goody two-shoes stuff that's going on, whistleblower. Ooh. According to Webster Dictionary, the legal definition of a whistleblower, an employee who brings wrongdoing by an employer or other employees to the attention of a government or law enforcement agency who is commonly vested by statute the rights and remedies for retaliation. What does all that mean? That means we've set up a system where a whistleblower will not be retaliated against for bringing forth issues. That's why they don't want to release his name. That's the reason for it. But who was this person hired by? He's a whistleblower. So if he was hired by the government or by the Democrats to spy on Trump and report back and leak everything he can, then he's not a whistleblower. He's a spy. But if he was hired by Trump and said, hey, I don't like what he's doing behind the doors, and then he goes tell somebody, then he's a whistleblower. But he has to report to an official government law enforcement agency. FBI, CIA, your police department. Not Adam Schiff. No. Adam Schiff is nobody. He's the head of, the legislation, investigation, internal, whatever. So his report I haven't read it the whole thing, but from what I saw of it, does look like it was done by legalities, and I don't want to get in that because I haven't got much to go on for my own personal view, so I'm going to read that and do that next time. So let's go right on. For example, you guys are going to love this. President Buchanan. Who's President Buchanan? He's our 15th president. He served 1875 to 1861 and wrote to the committee investigating his administration. He was under investigation by the committee. Hence, it says, I do, therefore, solemnly protest against these proceedings of the House of Representatives because they are in violation of the rights of the coordinated executive branch of the government and subversive of its constitutional independence, because they are calculated to foster a band of interested parasites and informers ever ready for their own advantage to swear before ex parte committees to pretended private conversations between the president and themselves, and capable from their nature of being disproved, thus furnishing material for harassing him regarding him in the eyes of the country. This was written during his administration in Well, between 1857 and 1861. Our 15th president, exactly the same thing that the House of Representatives are doing right now to Trump. Isn't that interesting? And also, what is interesting is Quietanum Action. Okay, I hope I pronounced it right. It's Q-U-I-T-A-M action. This is part of the whistleblower. An action that is brought by a person on behalf of a government against a party alleged to have violated a statute, especially against defrauding the government through false claims, and provides for part of a penalty to go to the person bringing the action. This protects the whistleblowee, not the whistleblower, but the whistleblowee. Means that if the whistleblower brings false accusations against somebody just to be used under whatever guise there for defrauding them, that's how they put it, defrauding the government, then the government or whoever is being lied to has the ability to implement punishment and penalties against the person bringing action. This is the whole issue between, do you want to be a whistleblower or do you not want to be a whistleblower? Because a whistleblower has the ability to be protected, but if they're lying, their butt's in jail just like the rest of them. So, interesting thought. I guess it comes down to this. The question that is on the lips of many people: why does Donald Trump piss off the left and the media so much? Think about this, folks. Why is he pissing them off so much? My answer? It's simple. Because he does not take their shit. Simple as that. He does not care. Anytime they lie about him, he will fight back, turn it around on them, and shove it right back down their throats. That's why they can't get him the way he is. He's been through this so many times in this private matter. The stuff they're throwing at him used to work on every wussy politician getting into office because that's their job now. They don't want to be lose their job. Trump could care less. He's not taking a paycheck. He's giving his paycheck away. He's doing this for the love of the country. He does not run to the hills as most politicians do when confronted by emotional issues and BS hearsay. Ooh, I'm scared. Don't do that to me. And that's what they do. The American people love him because he is the first president that will back them and not shit all over them, excuse my language. Even now, the Democrats, some Republicans are crapping all over America so they can keep their foreign money, lining their pockets, taking the ripoffs from everybody else. I mean, look how much money was lost during the Obama administration. When he took office, the deficit was $10 trillion. $10 trillion. That's how much this country owed when he took office. When he left office, the deficit was $22 trillion. He doubled the entire lifespan of the United States deficit in 8 years. Where did all that money go? Where did it all go to? Who took it? What happened to it? Nobody asks these questions. All I know is Trump is for us. This is all a bunch of rigmarole BS that they're running at us. Think about what they're doing. Read the Constitution. It actually has provisions in it to protect our President Trump, from being harassed the way the House of Representatives is. And if you don't believe me, look up President Buchanan, the 15th president, 1857 to 1861. Even though he served one term, they harassed him so bad he didn't go for a second. That's the kind of politicians that are currently running our government now. We got to clean house, folks. Anyway, post a comment besides telling mom. So that's what my brother Jim just said. I'm telling mom. Well, go ahead and tell mom. Take care, everybody. Love you. Have fun. And keep up the good fight, Mr. Trump. Take care.